Change your life, change your thinking. Think about that for a second. Change your life, change your thinking. When you heard Joe and Ken at lunch, they talked about being positive, never giving up. That's the same advice Clifton was saying that really propelled his career. So change your mindset. It doesn't matter where we come from, whether we're black, white, rich, poor. Everybody can move from where they are today to where they want to be with the right mentorship, the right friends, things like that. He was saying if you give him an opportunity, he will make it happen. Think about that. That's a mindset. You know, if you set out to run a mile, and you run that mile, you made that happen. If you set out to grow your sales by 2 sales, I sold 2 more widgets than I sold the day before, that's on you. So when you're given an opportunity, run with that. But you must be focused on the future. We could think about things that were said about Southeast Kansas. We could think about the history of Southeast Kansas. We could lament on why we have some of the issues we have today, but that doesn't do us any good. We've got to be future focused and focused how we can collaborate and work together to move the region forward. And finally, I can do this and I will do this. I can do this and I will do this. This is hard work. Moving a region forward, changing cultural values, changing the way things have been, this is hard. But we can do this if we work together. You know, Clifton had to make his own living through opportunities, but he made it. He now owns a number of restaurants and he has his own coffee brand now. He didn't sit down and wait for opportunities to come to him. He didn't take the easy way out. He went and found the opportunities. He worked together with others to try to move himself forward. And that came because of his entrepreneurial mindset. Most people think of entrepreneurship as business. You can be entrepreneurial in whatever you do. Do you sit in your desk and wait for your boss to tell you what to do? Or do you go find where you can make a difference in the organization and you create value? So really teaching kids in this region to have an entrepreneurial mindset, teaching our employees to have an entrepreneurial mindset, that's what's going to move people forward. Having an entrepreneurial mindset and that can-do attitude makes all the difference. You know, if you are focused on achieving something, don't listen to naysayers. Change is hard for everyone, and there will be plenty of people who want to shoot at people along the way. So if you listen to naysayers, we're not going to make progress. If you're laser focused on whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, whether that's growing your business or growing your community, that's what's going to move you forward when the naysayers come out. Ignore the naysayers and continue to push forward. Building solid relationship bridges. We've heard a lot today about mentoring. Both Joe and Ken talked about having those business partnerships, having people that you can go talk to. It is very isolating being a small business or being the CEO of any sort of organization. So having people you can talk to, having good friends, be intentional about building those relationships, even sometimes with your competitor. Having a relationship with your competitor may turn into a better business venture for both of you. So thinking about how are we intentionally building collaborations with whether it's another social service organization, whether it's your business competitor, whoever it is, we need to be intentional in that. Yet Clifton's other priorities were prioritize, keeping promises, doing what you say you're going to do. That sounds pretty simple to some of us, but not everyone strives to achieve that goal. Do what you have to do to accomplish your goals. It may be working, a lot more hours than you choose, but it'll be worth it in the end. And don't be afraid. Fear is caustic. Again, if you are going to get afraid whenever the naysayers start saying the naysaying words, you're never going to be able to make the change it's going to take to move your business forward, to move the region forward, to move your organization forward. So don't be afraid to stand up. There's nothing wrong with failure as long as we learn from it. If you think about how many times successful businesses have failed, and that's something we probably should have asked specifically Joe this morning. I would bet that there are quite a few failures in Joe's line of businesses for every success. Not everything is a success, so making sure we learn from failures. Slow down to lead. Understand the details and be prepared. Don't let yourself be run over by anybody because you didn't do your homework. Doesn't matter what the situation is, making sure that you know the details, that you know as much as you can about your subject, you know about the budget. Even if you're not a money person, the money drives things. Understanding what the budget looks like, where your cash is going. We heard about that at lunch. Again, Clifton talked about testing the market. Let's not invest a whole lot of money or time in something that may not work. So making sure that you're testing the market as you go forward. And again, being focused, laser focused, and let nothing deter you from your final goals. Knowing your business health metrics. It doesn't have to be a business, it could be an organization. What is the climate in the office today? Who is angry at who? What issue do I need to address to make sure that we don't have any major explosions in the office by the end of the day? Know your business health metrics and know your organizational health metrics. If you don't know what's going on, you might need to spend some more time in the office with your coworkers. Know what customers cost and know what your costs are and what you're willing to sell for. So making sure you know your business, you know whatever it is that you do, what is your cost and what's it take to provide it. Don has one of my favorite quotes. Not-for-profits are also not for loss. He taught that to me. He just happens to be here today. Not-for-profits are also not for loss, so making sure you understand where the money is going in your organization. And empower your people. None of us can go on this journey alone. No one can grow their business or their organization alone, so making sure that you're empowering your people so that other people can help you succeed. Again, Clifton said, be prepared to swim upstream. Be prepared for people to shoot. If this was easy work, don't you think that we would have this region in tip-top shape? Pretty certain by now, if all of this work was easy, someone would have tackled it. It's hard. We have to use muscles we haven't used before. We have to talk to people we might not like and might wish we weren't talking to. But we have to work together and be strategic to move everything forward. When things don't go the way we want them to go, we have to be willing to continue to move forward. I'm a former basketball coach player. Yes, I can. Basketball camp has one of the sayings that I continue to say to myself today. Do the thing that's hard to do and the power will come. Whether that's meeting with a difficult person, whether that's writing the report or doing whatever it is that you don't like to do the thing that's hard to do and the power will come. I can tell you that I've said that to myself a number of times when you want to do that icky thing. Whether that's when you need to run your 16th quarter to train for a marathon, whether that's whether you need to go to your child's play when you really think you need to be at the business, whatever it is, do the thing that's hard to do and the power will come. We must have a growth mindset and the journey makes the difference. And we also must celebrate small wins. We're not going to solve generational poverty in a week, in a month, or even in a year. So what are the milestones along the way that we can say, we are making a difference? Celebrate those small wins because when the naysayers are shooting and saying naysaying words, it often feels like we're failing. We've got to celebrate the wins as we go. Again, easy is not guaranteed, but the one thing that's guaranteed is we can't quit. It seems impossible until it's done. So as we move down the journey of achieving our goals, we've got to never quit. And again, resolve to succeed. You might be wrestling with something at midnight. How you manage that, whether you say, I'm not going to think about this again until in the morning, or you stay up all night. However you cope with those things, make sure that you have the resolve to succeed. Don't let others' voices become your voice. Don't let others' voices become your voice. Don't buy into the negative things that people might say about your business, about you, about your organization. You set the vision and you set the future for your organization. And I thought that he closed his speech really powerfully and he said this, I can't change the world, but I can change my world. I can't change the world, but I can change my world. It's pretty powerful stuff. I can't wrap my arms around generational poverty, but I can wrap my arms around how I react to every situation that I face every day and trying to deal with that big, daunting challenge. Shift your thinking and we can win where we stand. It's the power of entrepreneurial thinking, and together we will succeed. With that, I'd like to close the Unconference and thank you all for attending.